From the moment the courtroom doors slammed shut, everyone knew something was wrong. The millionaire on trial, cold, polished, and used to bending the world to his will, sat stone-faced at the defense table. But the real shock came when his high-profile lawyer, the one who charged more per hour than most people made in a month, suddenly stood, mumbled that something urgent had come up, and fled the courtroom before anyone could stop him. Gasps filled the room. Even the judge looked stunned. And then, in the middle of that chaos, a man in worn work boots, a faded custodial uniform, and tired eyes stepped forward. No one knew his name. No one knew his story. All they saw was the single dad janitor who quietly swept the halls every night. Yet in that moment, with everyone staring, he slowly walked toward the abandoned defense table, as if fate itself had pulled him there. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and unexpected heroes, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach more hearts. His name was Daniel Whitaker, a man whose life had been shaped by loss, struggle, and a fierce determination to protect his young daughter, Emma. He had once dreamed of becoming a lawyer, studying late into the night while working construction jobs. But life, as it often does, shifted violently. His wife's sudden passing, medical bills, and the responsibility of raising Emma alone crushed those dreams under the weight of survival. He took the janitor job at the courthouse because it offered stable hours, allowing him to be there for his daughter. Over time, people forgot he had ever wanted anything more. But he never forgot. Every broom he pushed, every floor he polished, every crumpled legal document he emptied from office waste bins, he read, studied, learned. Quietly, silently, without anyone ever noticing the spark he carried. The day of the trial, Daniel had been cleaning the hallway outside the courtroom when he overheard the millionaire's lawyer boasting loudly on a phone call about how this case didn't matter, that he'd already been paid, and that he might just slip out early. Daniel never imagined the man meant literally during the trial. When the lawyer vanished, a strange stillness washed over the courtroom. The millionaire looked furious, pounding the table as officers approached him. The prosecution whispered among themselves, half amused and half confused. The judge called for order, demanding a solution, and that was when Daniel stepped inside. He didn't know what pushed him forward. Maybe the memory of his late wife telling him he had a gift, maybe the thought of his daughter watching him someday with pride, or maybe the injustice he had watched the millionaire inflict on dozens of people. The man on trial was accused of firing an entire team of single parents without warning, leaving them without income or health care because he didn't like their complaints. Among them was a mother whose little boy needed heart medication. Daniel had seen her crying in the hallway the day she testified. Something inside him refused to let the man walk away protected by wealth and abandonment. So Daniel approached the judge, voice steady despite the storm inside him, and respectfully explained that he had studied law for years, though he never completed his degree. He understood the accusation against the millionaire, the evidence presented, and believed he was capable of ensuring the trial continued fairly. The entire courtroom erupted with whispers. Cameras clicked. Reporters scribbled faster. The judge stared at him for a long moment, trying to decide whether the janitor standing before him was courageous, foolish, or something greater. But he saw something in Daniel's eyes, something honest, determined, and unwavering. He allowed Daniel to proceed. What followed felt like a miracle unfolding in slow motion. Daniel didn't act like a lawyer pretending to be brilliant. He acted like a man who understood justice deeply, because he had lived its absence. He moved with surprising confidence, referencing legal points he had memorized over years of quiet study. He didn't defend the millionaire through manipulation or theatrics, but by arguing truthfully, acknowledging faults while exposing lies the millionaire had tried to hide. He presented evidence that the original lawyer had been preparing to omit, evidence that could protect the innocent employees who suffered because of the millionaire's decisions. People leaned forward in their seats as Daniel spoke. Even the officers behind him shifted, taken aback by the intensity of the moment. And the millionaire, who had treated everyone around him as disposable tools, sat speechless, realizing the janitor he had ignored in the halls now held his future in his hands. The emotional weight in the room grew with every word Daniel delivered. He wasn't just fighting for a verdict. He was fighting to prove that ordinary people could rise above the roles society assigned them. He was fighting for his daughter, for every sleepless night he had spent believing his dreams had died with his wife. He was fighting for the people who thought they had no voice. When he finished, silence wrapped the courtroom like a tight blanket. Even the judge seemed moved. The final verdict delivered justice, fairness, and accountability, something the millionaire had never expected. But the real victory wasn't the outcome of the trial. It was the moment when people began to see Daniel for who he truly was. Not a janitor, not a forgotten dreamer, but a man of extraordinary courage. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, and share this video. Your engagement helps our channel continue bringing inspiring stories to the world. And before we end, here's a special request. Comment below what you would have done if you were in Daniel's place.